The liberal media has suddenly discovered that Joe Biden is older than dirt and can't seem to form a coherent sentence, and that's a problem. And as the country spirals the drain and people get sick of high gas prices and empty store shelves, the fact that President Puddingcup can't get through a speech without a major gaffe has become a convenient scapegoat for the left to blame for why everything sucks. Biden's old. He was old when he ran for president, and he was old when he took office, and he's even older now. But that is not why grocery prices are up by double digits, and you have to take out a loan to fill up your gas tank. That is because of stupid liberal policies. And the idiots who keep pushing them just don't want you to see it. The New York Times appears to have turned on Joe Biden, the same publication that stumped for him against Trump in 2020, that ignored the Hunter Biden laptop story for nearly 2 years, that might be useful as hamster cage lining, but not much else. Suddenly they've realized that the guy supposedly running our country is a senile septuagenarian who can barely find the podium, much less his point.
Yeah.
After a year and a half of watching Biden trip over the most basic of words, watching him wander across stages and all over rooms, watching his lapses in memory and his gaffes and his incoherency, watching him fall off a bike when it was standing still. The New York Times has declared that Biden is, quote, testing the boundaries of age and the presidency. The publication reported that Biden's age has increasingly become an uncomfortable issue for him, his team, and his party, saying, he often shuffles when he walks, and his aides worry he will trip on a wire. He stumbles over words during public events, and they hold their breath to see if he makes it to the end without a gaffe. You mean gaffes like this?
The percentage of women who register to vote and cast a ballot is consistently higher than the percentage of the men who do so. End of quote. Repeat the line. Women are not without electoral and or political, or maybe precise, not and or political power.
So it took you a year and a half and dozens of moments just like this one to finally realize that all the lights might be on, but no one's home.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it. See, it's 100% true that Biden is about as vacant as a Hillary Clinton victory party, and it's an absolute embarrassment to this country in front of the entire world, and it's a public vulnerability. But I'm not buying that the left and their media lapdogs are finally just realizing that this is a problem. Biden's senility was obvious well before the first mail-in ballot was cast in 2020. See, I don't think this is news to the New York Times. I think this is their latest scapegoat for why things suck so bad. The president's old, his age is catching up with him. He's not as spry as he once was. Except that's not why gas is $5 a gallon. The fact that Biden can't finish a sentence isn't why inflation is at a historic high. His inability to find his way off a stage isn't why energy prices are skyrocketing, and our supply chain is all jacked up, and our border is spewing like a busted fire hydrant. But that's what they'll blame. The left is looking down the barrel of a tough November and having to answer to a crap ton of pissed-off Americans who didn't buy the shiny object of abortion rights they tried to wave as a distraction, so now, it's time to throw Biden under the bus. Our policies worked just fine, he just couldn't hold it together and still make his 8 o'clock bedtime. You knew you were electing a crotchety old man with the mental acuity of an eggplant the moment you decided to shill for him 2 years ago. And frankly, I don't think he's actually been steering this ship from day one. And I'm pretty sure you know that too. And the only person who would find this to be a shock is someone who just woke up from a 2-year coma. But this economic nightmare is happening because of left-wing policies. Socialist, big government policies that haven't worked in liberal cities, haven't worked in places like New York and California, haven't worked anywhere they've been tried in the history of mankind and never ever will. If you're an American who wants to know why your groceries cost more and you can barely fill up your tank and you can't find baby formula and your electric bill just gave you an aneurysm, it is not because Biden is old. That is a red herring. It's the left's latest attempt to deflect the blame for taking a historically strong economy, record low unemployment, $1.85 gas prices and energy independence, and global strength, and smashing it all to pieces like a drunk hobo in a chandelier store. Biden may be a senile old man with the verbal dexterity of a cinder block and the memory of a fruit fly, and that's a problem. But that is not why he's got a 30% approval rating, and it's not why 83% of Americans now say the country is going in the wrong direction. That is because of liberal policies that tank everything every single time. And that will never stop being the truth, whether you elect a 200-year-old fossil or the youngest, fittest president. known to man. And that's your reality check, America. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube and Rumble pages, like us on Facebook and Twitter, and stay sane out there.